I would be lying if I said this week was easy. This week was horrible. It was very frustrating and I struggled very much. Now, simply put, it's because of an item not as described case. And I want to take you through what happened to help you understand so you don't make the same mistake that I did and to show you how it impacts your store. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's CLFurlong, and if you are new here, we're all about reselling, running, lifestyle, and everything in between. And today, I'm taking you through my journey for reselling 35 weeks into this journey. And it's been a roller coaster. I say this a lot, but it is a roller coaster week this week. It's been crazy. We're going to take you through the top 5 items that sold this week, some of the details and data behind all the stuff that's happened this week. But of course, I want to touch on that item not as described case and take you through what's happened to me and how I worked through it and how it impacted the store. So let's get started. Top item number 1 was this history DVD around the Nazis, and it cost me 70 cents in a bulk deal, and I sold it for 40 bucks plus postage and profited $34.30. This was brand new and sealed. Next up was a country diary book. Now, I paid 36 cents for this one, also in a bulk deal, and sold it for $35. After fees and postage, came out with $31.73. They paid for postage. Top item number 3 was some True Religion shorts. I got this in a bit of a clothes bundle, so it cost me around $2.20. Sold it for 30 bucks plus postage, and came out with $28.36 profit. Top item number 4 was this Keith Urban tee. It cost me $4, sold it for $36 plus postage, so I came out with $28.31 profit. Top item number 5 was this 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea vintage novel, quite an old one, cost me $1.26, sold it for 30 bucks plus postage, and I came out with $25.95 profit. So, the flops, the wins, the lessons, all that for this week. Well, the big one that I want to talk about is this item not as described case, or an INAD case. Now, I've had return cases before, I've had refund cases before, but I've never had an item not as described. I've had a lot of people tell me when this happens, it kind of like makes your store go down under. And what I mean by that is it kind of drops down in ranks. You're not getting sales coming through. It's almost like it gets blacklisted for a period of time, or like a shadow ban. Now, I didn't know what that really meant, but I tell you, I'm going to show you how the flow of this week has been. The start of the week was really good, right? Did an average day of $227, which is at the moment what I've been averaging to hit the numbers that I've been doing. Last month we did almost $6,500, and I've been getting that from getting numbers like $227 per day. But as we progress through the week, it opened last week, but it was finally getting to the point where we got to a decision. And once that was made, meaning yes, I'll take the full return, and I'll give a full refund, and it was left open. Now, the buyer hadn't sent it all week, so the week was a bit of a struggle. Now, I did manage to get a jump back up midweek where I was able to get 10 sales, $176 or so, and that was because I was putting lots of new items on the store, trying a few different things, making sure, cleaning up anything else to get people into the store, and it didn't really help. Came Friday, Saturday, it was still struggling. Now, this was driving me nuts. As I said at the start of this video, I was frustrated. It was making me annoyed, probably a bit of an emotional side of things, just because when we have those low days, it brings you down, and when you have the big wins, it's like, yeah. So this is part of the journey. But what I did is I realized that, and just for full transparency, what I did with this case is, having been my first case, I kind of panicked. I said, yeah, I'll take the full refund, please return it, la-di-da-di-da, and did all that. But now that I think about it, I probably should have challenged it. There was probably a case there where I could have fought it a bit, and what I should have done before saying, yeah, I'll give you a full refund, is actually say, how about you take half of it and you keep it? How about you take half a refund and keep the items? And it's going to save me time, it's going to close the case, and I'm not really going to be out of pocket 54 bucks, but only, 20, 25, 26 bucks. That's what I should have done. Anyway, so I'd been thinking about it all through the week, been working with a few different people, getting some different ideas and opinions, and I reached out to eBay and wanted to see if I could still do, give them a half refund, even though they were meant to be posting it by Monday. Well, actually, they had to the 24th of September, which I wasn't going to wait that long. So what I did was reach out to eBay. They said, yeah, you can do that. Is the buyer willing to take that half refund still? I had reached out to them. They said, yeah, I'll be more than happy to take that. And I feel like they were holding me ransom to that, waiting for me to cave. They accepted instantly as soon as I sent them an email, and reached out to eBay, and they sorted it all out for me. So they don't have to send it back. They're going to keep the items. They'll probably make some money off it. But I'm not out of pocket. I'm not waiting any longer. And as soon as I did it, I kid you not, within an hour or two, my sales were up. At the time of when I had reached out to eBay on the Sunday, I hadn't even done $51 for the day. And after that, I had jumped up and I got a total of 13 sales and $251 for the day. I'll show you that weekly flow as you would have been seeing on screen, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video later. But it just goes to show that this does impact. So if you do get an item not described, there's a couple of things to consider here. Is one, make sure what's in your description is clear. Because if it's not clear, you're probably not going to be able to fight it. So I need to learn, take some lessons here and make sure I'm putting some good details in my description. The other thing is, if you want to fight it, challenge it, right? The worst thing they're going to do is they're going to write back, but at least it builds you better understanding. So what I would like to think is try and understand where they're coming from, why they're saying this, and to see if there's anything dodgy going on before you just cave and accept it. And the other thing is, work out what's the item worth for you. If it's going to be $50, you're going to have to go full refund. Are you going to be able to sell it when you get it back? Maybe not. So is it better to see if you can only lose half that and they keep it and you close the case? Because I lost potentially, if I was doing my average days, I've lost potentially between $400 and $600 in revenue this week simply because I had the open case. That's what I believe. So it'll be interesting to see how we go this week, see if things jump back up and we have a better weekly flow. But that has been my journey for this week. It's been one which is good to learn from, but it's been crazy, and this has been a 2-week saga really. So yeah, that's my lesson and flop for this week. But hey, lessons learned, and onwards and upwards. Hey, the big win for this week is I've now over $30,000 in revenue in this reselling journey. So that want to celebrate. That's a big win. Woohoo! So how did we go this week? It is an above average week. We managed to crawl back there at the end. I thought I was only going to hit like $500 for the week, which I cannot complain. Even if I did $500, once again, I spoke about this last week, is sometimes you need to zoom out and just realize how well you're doing. It was an above average week. Managed to get back up to $959. Did a total of 48 sales. Margin was a lot higher this week. I've been selling a lot of the bulk deals that I've been getting prior to lockdown. So it's good. Those listings are starting to pay off. Cost of goods was around $104, sold $959 worth, and profited $623 worth. As you can see here on the side, 45 days is the average cycle time, and books have been the big one for this week once again. Then we've got some collectibles, and I've been selling some Pokemon cards, which is part of my Pokemon fund, and that's a different video, so you can check all that out. But it's good to see the progress here. We've sold a whole bunch of different things, some hats, some clothes, toys, DVDs, books, the works, the whole works. So that's not too bad. As you can see, this is progress to date. Average is $871, up from $869. So this week we did $959. So it's not a bad week. It's not the best week, but it's pretty good. Did a total of 110 listings, basically averaging around 15 per day. And this was a combination of new items, like fresh listings versus ending and relisting items. Average 6.8 sales per day. So here's that weekly flow that I was talking about, which you would have seen already. But Monday we started off with heavy numbers, and then Tuesday and Wednesday was struggle town. It was bad. Like I was trying to figure out what's going on, and then I realized this INAD case was actually probably the driver for it. Friday, Saturday was struggle town as well, and then Sunday we got back up there. So the $100,000 revenue update. So not much has progressed. As you can see, we've now hit over that 30,000 mark. We're sitting at $30,500. 31%. We have a long way to go. We're way behind schedule. Same old things. As we're progressing closer to the end of the year, this challenge is getting harder and harder. I'm going to continue to progress towards this, share everything along the way, see how far we go, and whether I make this or not, and I'm trying to do everything possible to make this happen with all the circumstances that it's going on, we'll see how long it actually does take us to do. So it's an exciting journey, it's an exciting challenge, and I'm not going to be like saying I'm not doing this anymore or giving up. I'm here to be full transparent and show you what it takes, because things can change all the time. You have some good weeks, you have some bad weeks, you have some good days, and you have some bad days. So I want to take you through a bit of a what would you do scenario. Just there's so many different things that are going on in terms of scenarios and situations, whether it's items not as described, people want refunds, all that jazz. And I feel like a lot of us probably learning and going through this ourselves. Like I'm learning so much. Like with that INAD case, it was so much to learn from, and now I need to consider when I get new situations, what am I going to do? Now, another situation that I want to play with you guys is, what would you do in this case? You've sold a working and very good video game. Works complete, box is great, everything. There's no real case there for an item not as described, because it's working, it's good, and the quality is, with the box, manual, the whole works. The buyer says it's not working on their PC. After some research, making sure that they've just checked that they've, it's compatible and all that jazz, it turns out it's not compatible. It's not compatible with their PC. It's been longer than 30 days. now they're asking, they've tried testing, they've tried doing this, they've tried doing that, still not working, and that's what they've said. So they haven't asked for a refund, they haven't asked for me to do something, but what would you do? Would you be trying to sweeten the deal and say, hey, look, let me give you a refund, or let them return it? Or it's been longer than 30 days. Are you going to try and say, hey, look, sorry, unfortunately there's nothing I can do? Or would you spin it the other direction? What are you trying to do? Now, this one I did mention the other week that I had told them to go see if there was something to fix that solution in terms of making it compatible on their computer. They've done that, it's taken 2 weeks, and now they've come back and said, still not working, they've tried everything. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I do. I'm not 100% sure, so this isn't hypothetical, this is 100% legit. But I'm curious, what would you do? What would be the questions you ask? Maybe you've had something similar, or maybe you have no idea. One thing I will say though, is going forward with my descriptions, I'm making sure I'm putting in for any video game is that, well, one, if it's tested or not, but two, is people to check their system requirements. Is it compatible? Is it not compatible? Do the research yourself, because I'm not going to give a refund if you fail to do that research. However, I haven't given a refund for this one yet. I'm still working out what I'm going to do. What would you do? So, videos for this week. Well, I've got a Pokemon Fund video coming out on Wednesday. I haven't seen the first version of that. Basically, I'm building my own collection, trying to chase some coin on the side, but trying to do it self-sufficiently. So meaning, anything I pull, if I can sell some of that stuff, and then we reinvest and see what we can do. Episode 2 is coming this week. And with that in mind, what I'm going to try and do is, especially during lockdown, is I'm just, experimenting with a few different videos and things like that, just to spice it up a bit. But for these weekly videos of the What Sold, I want to try and bring in some elements of other things that have happened through the week, whether it's, I've been working on my sorting room, or whether I've been going through different situations, or might take you through and show you my, how I'm storing my items, and bring in that bit of that vlog style, rather than bring an additional reselling video on the Wednesday, especially during lockdown, because I'm not thrifting, I can't thrift. So I will try and bring in some of the different reselling elements into this What Sold video, not focusing it on the What Sold, but more focused on the reseller journey for that week. And if you've got some ideas, if you've got things that you want to see, let me know. I'll try and incorporate it. Otherwise, I'm going to try and do it as things pop up and walk through what I'm thinking, what's the situation for the day, or what I'm going through, so to bring you a bit more of that reseller life. Saturday, I'll have week 16 of the 50k training plan. We'll have my podcast coming out on Sunday. If you haven't checked out the latest podcast, that's with Drew and Sarah over from the Look Mum, I'm Hustling podcast. Go check it out. A lot of fun. It's like a great conversation, sitting down in front of a couch. These two, I'm such a fanboy and love what they're doing, so go see what they're doing. We'll have another test live stream this week, testing out the charity live stream that's coming up on my birthday. Basically, we're opening up 36 packs of Vivid Voltage, and the money is going to charity. So there's a couple more packs left. If you are interested in getting involved with that, you can jump on over to the description below. There's all the details. Otherwise, you can go see the video too. But I'll be doing a test live stream this Thursday, once again, just to try out a few different things and opening some Pokemon cards. Well, that's it, team. It's been an interesting week. Lots of things happening, and look, I got kind of knocked off the path this week in terms of focus, and very frustrated, and you lose motivation. But I think the key takeaway from this week is you are going to have those really frustrating weeks. I mean, we have them all the time. We have frustrating days, but sometimes we don't need to get so worked up by it. And this is easier said than done, because it was the only thing I'm thinking about. And now I'm thinking about this other scenario of someone wanting to complain about, a video game not working because the computer's not compatible. But at the end of the day, it's not a lot of money. We just need to calm down, right? And I'm very invested in this, because this is what I'm doing. But at the same time, you're going to have those days or situations which are going to throw you around a bit, and you need to not get so pushed around by them, because, this is one out of, potentially 600 sales. So the ratio here isn't really big, and you shouldn't let that become a focus or draw that energy away from what you're trying to achieve. So that would be my advice for this week. Really appreciate you being here. If you've got questions, thoughts, concerns, do let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in one of my other videos. Jump by one of the live streams. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day, and make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.